Welcome back from the break. You're still watching Wide Awake here on Doxa TV this Friday, the 13th of Feb 2026. And that means that 14th is tomorrow, and here it is the Agape marriage. Agape Love Marriage Dinner, right?
Yeah.
And with my guests, we are going to be dissecting some of those things because it is the 28 days of Agape Love right here at Victory Christian Center. So we have been breaking down some of those things, but my guest is going to help us have a better understanding of all these events that we have lined up for you. But much later on, we are going to be getting into the discussion of long distance relationships. And my guest is one of our own. He says we are his favorites. We are yet to ascertain that. But I have with me Pastor Josh Serwadda in the building. And of course, it's always lovely to have you join us here. Good morning and Happy New Year.
Well, good morning to you too, and Happy New Year to you too as well.
How have you been? How is life?
Life is good. We've braved the first month of the year.
Yeah.
I kind of keep saying to people that once you brave the first month, so how about second, third, fourth? Those are nothing. Because first month is always the most difficult one.
You know, I was telling Alex recently that the people who started in Jan going to the gym, they are no longer going where we are right now.
But that was the hardest thing to do. Either
to
way.
step in there.
To step in there. So right now they're going through what they call the season of re-evaluation. So of course now, I don't know, the way I would explain it, there's a process. When things first start going very easy, then they start going very hard.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what they're going through right now. And trust me, in March, they'll be back.
They'll go back.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll take your word for it. And kulika akalulu.
It was just... yes, I mean, we have new leaders everywhere on all fronts. What I'm most grateful to God about is akalulu kali kankose chigambo. Because it's democracy. Democracy operates in such a way that it cannot make everybody happy.
Right.
Yeah, so there must be a group that is unhappy. There must be a group that
and
is
others
unhappy.
That are celebrating.
Oh my Lord, like I could not wait for that day to come.
Do you know what was crazy was not LC1, not the presidential, not anything to do with Kalulu.
I just wanted it
so
gone.
Crazy, yeah.
Let the season come to one end.
Yeah.
It's like a season of exams when you're at school. I could not wait for that. I was like, Lord, when does end of term come to submit to veil to gain? So I'm just grateful.
Yeah. Now people can
the aftermath, we don't know, we can live without by-elections, mania court cases, we can live with those. But for me, I'm just glad that season has come to one
4
end.
days without internet, people's minds going crazy. Anyway, I don't want us to get into that. Let's get into the 28 days of the Agape Love happening at the Victory Christian Center.
Yes.
There is something for everyone. I've always said it here. First, the marriage. It's happening tomorrow.
Tomorrow, yes.
And the arrangements, you can already see them.
It's already getting formation. And this time, I want to actually say this to the marrieds because they've been used for the past 3 years.
Yeah.
A particular venue. So you know the church grounds, we maximized a particular space, but this time there's a different twist to it.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
I can confirm that. Yes, it is.
So I won't tell them, but for those that have been thinking, it's been the same spot, I actually keep wondering people, we go to the same restaurants, and if you're like me, we actually end up requesting for the same
meal. High chances, because if something is good, why fix it?
Exactly.
So there's something for the marriage, and that is tomorrow.
Yes.
So come through, 200,000 per couple. Then let's get on to the 28th. We shall crown it with the 21st. The 28th, what is happening, and why now?
So the 28th is the mass wedding. Mass wedding means that we join several couples, not just the one in holy matrimony. The best thing about the mass wedding is this. I actually said it in church, but I was very serious about it. Because people have had an opportunity to have a free wedding done for them. So if people have had that opportunity, why do they wait now?
Pastor Josh, would you get married in a mass wedding?
I'll tell you, if I did not have the financial ability to fund my own wedding, I would actually get married in a mass wedding. It's just obvious. Can I ask you a question? If I have free food and it's equally as good, let's say 3/4 as good as what you would have gotten for yourself, why do I have to go and buy food? Let me save this money.
And then
I eat this food first. Then tomorrow I'll buy my own.
Yeah.
So mass wedding is where we basically help out those couples. There are people that perhaps they didn't start it right. Didn't start it right means that they met each other, perhaps they were not born again. Or even if they were born again, they just walked into a relationship, and now they're ideally living as husband and wife, but without a legal arrangement. So that's what mass wedding is. We help out majorly, our couples are in that category. We are already together.
The biggest question in that, sorry to interrupt, people are always asking, we have been together. We have created this life together. We are basically married. Why does going to church or walking down the aisle, why is it important?
I will say it this way. And allow me borrow the recent scenarios that have happened, because I can claim to be the president of Uganda, live like the president, try to do stuff like the president, but when I'm not the president. So that's the best way I can explain it. Marriage as an arrangement, biblically, we want to look at it. The Bible says, husband shall leave their father and mother and go cling to his wife, and the two shall create their own homestead. Brilliant. But then there is another element in the Bible that says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. So there are rules and regulations that govern us as a society. For example, it doesn't matter how bad you want to present a radio show or TV show, they're going to tell you that, look what, Stella, at 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, out of that studio. That's what we're paying you for. So what we're telling people is this: there's a legal system that governs our country, and it's acceptable. It encompasses culture and faiths and things like that. That system says there must be a marriage ceremony for that union to be legally accepted in our society. So you may say, God sees us as husband and wife. That's up to you. But the moment you come to us and start saying, this is my wife, this is my husband, the next question you're going to ask, the legal system request for what? It's like people that say, okay, the Lord has opened nations for me. I want to go and live in America or the UK or whatever. But dude, you need a passport. You're going to need a visa. So we have to honor that system. And that system says there must be a legal wedding ceremony. And the benefits that come with us are massive. People are dying every day. They come here to our church offices. Somebody passes on. They've been together. We didn't even know they were legal. They were not legally married. Guess what? After the wedding, their siblings come for their brother's property.
They're throwing them out.
So to avoid all that kind of stuff, if you love each other really, you tell me, if you can parent for that person, you can look after their children back day, why would you refuse an agreement, a wedding arrangement?
I hear you. Now, let's crown it with the 21st.
Yes. So the 21st is a special one. Normally, for those that have been following our events, they knew it as Ruth and Boaz meet and greet. But this year, with a twist, we've now called it the Agape Meet-Up. Okay. So we saw that with Ruth and Boaz, there was that demand on people that were unmarried. So not single. The word is unmarried. So could be they're still in a relationship right now, or they could be they were in, they've just come out. They're, you know what I mean, all categories of unmarried. So you don't have a ring, or you don't have a court situation, you don't have a church situation, you don't
or
have
you're even single.
You're fully single. No one has said a word, or somebody is saying a word, but all those categories, unmarried people. So an environment where they can come together. I was going to say we, but I remembered I'm a married man. But the idea is that they come together, sit down, socialize. Sit down together. Let's talk. Let's laugh. You know, it's a comfortable space with. By the way, let me stress this: not just believers, even non-believers. So it's really a safe space for everybody that is unmarried to come. You know, have fun together. It's going to be more activity based. We're going to have a panel. Or people to ask, for people to answer questions, so people will feel free to ask questions about this unmarried life. What do I do? What can I not do? How can, people ask questions like, for example, Stella, you're here, you're unmarried, you're paying rent perhaps in your property. You find this dude, he's saying all these sweet nothings, and then he's also paying rent in his property. And you guys be like, you know what? Why are we wasting rent on two properties? Let's live together until the marriage comes. Those are the questions people are asking. How do we maneuver such life? So we'll have a panel that has had experience in counseling and supporting people who are unmarried to be able to answer those questions. So that is the 21st, next Saturday. Not this coming one, but the other one. And of course, it begins at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. There is a dress code to it.
I was very interested when I saw that dress code. Why? Why did you make
the dress code is to make it look classy.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't want to just do...
Even when it's just casual smart.
It's casual smart, but of course you blend in the yellow, blend in the white, blend in the nude. Apostle was interpreting to the church on Sunday what nude is, and he was saying mujenga muri bwerere. I was like, no, that is not nude. And of course beige.
Yeah, beige.
It's a very, very unique color. Somebody must know it to explain it to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so ideally it's just to have those ideally beachy kind of colors. And
you know, when you're young, yes, it doesn't even matter the age, but when you're young, there's just a thing about a bright color and a calming one, because white, it's so calming. It's not too harsh on the eyes.
Yeah.
So, you know, you're easily approachable. Yes. And that is what the meetup, I believe, should be about, 35,000 Ugandan shillings. Now that that is out of the way, let's talk about the other phase of relationships that we are seeing become more common. Number one, because of the way we are meeting people. Yeah. It is less and less on, we used to hear people who say, I met her in church, I met her where people no longer approach each other. So we are meeting people through online.
Yes.
And because of that, that means that you could meet someone online who is all the way in another country or in another district.
That's right.
And yet you are connecting on that level. Also, we have very many young people who are running to go get greener pastures.
Yes.
So they are leaving their situationships, whether it's a marriage, a relationships behind, and then they go to make their lives better. But then there is this thing that they have between the people they are leaving behind. Let's get into long distance relationship. What is your understanding of long distance relationship?
I think, let me begin from here before I go into the spec of long distance.
Yeah.
I think a relationship is defined by the two people that are in it.
Okay.
Okay? So I dare to say there are similarities that cut across. So for example, as born-again believers, because I won't speak for other faiths, we believe that a marital relationship, or let me actually stress, a sexual relationship can only be between a male being and a female being.
Okay.
So I think the similarities that cut across all relationships that we have, for example, you know, if you know the things that we see are in common in all relationships.
Right.
But now when you move into a long distance relationship, could be I'm working in Kampala, my wife is in Nguru.
Yes.
You live in Chotera, the guy lives, works in Mbara, and every weekend. We've met all sorts.
Yes.
I knew a couple for a very long time, very, very long time, close to 15 years of their relationship. They were never together during the week, because the guy had a job and he was living in a different city. Yeah. So he left on Sunday night and came back on Thursday evening.
Right.
And that was for at least 15 years of their relationship. They maintained that because that's what he had for the time being.
Yeah.
And of course, I think they worked on it. So I, for one, I strongly say this. Before you feel like it is non-workable, look at what's in it. So I was reading somewhere and somebody was saying that one of the biggest ways of seeing fruit in a long distance relationship is define your vision and your goal. There must be something that you're working towards. You can't say to somebody, let's get together, let's be together. Yeah. Right? And then for you, your plan is, but you know what? After we get married, me, I'm flying to Kuwait. I'm living here in Uganda. You see, so there must be a vision. But anyway, they're acceptable. People are doing them right now. Yeah. People live in separate countries, and they're happy to do it,
Aside the marriage, the ones who are married and probably life requires that, would you encourage, or how should I say it? Like, would you encourage a long distance relationship on the talking stage or the onset dating? Yeah.
Because I have seen them, I have seen, at least I can right now give you stories of at least 2 or 3, but I don't have the time to go into that have actually had fruit and maturity when it has started like that. They met online. Yeah. They have never seen each other. They have no idea what this human being looks like. They took a step. And then they shared. Of course, the first stage is definitely there must be a way you saw each other.
Yeah.
So it wasn't a voice. Exactly. You were on maybe social media, whatever handles, and they were going through the pictures. And, this is what. And then they start talking. And guess what? Next stage, let's meet up. Yeah. They have a first meet up, and before you know it, one of my very, very close friends, it started like that.
And it's still going.
And you know what? For them, from the onset, even up until today, it has never changed. He lives abroad and she lives over this way.
Why is distance such a big factor? Because it's not an easy arrangement. Let's first be honest.
Yes.
But what makes it so complicated than the ones whereby they are in close proximity? Because especially when we go back, and I want us to dwell a lot on the dating ones.
Yes.
Because that is where it is. Because when it comes to the married ones, they are dealing with... for better, for worse. You have already made that decision and it's gone. So those ones, they are set. Let's first leave them.
Yeah.
Let's first look at the dating ones. Because even as a Christian, remember, the meeting, what you do when you meet is important as Christians. You're not going to be like the others who who have no guidelines, who will just say, you know what, come for the weekend marriage and stay around, go back on Monday. So we already have restrictions as the Christians. So dating is already confined. Now imagine adding the distance to it. What do you think makes the long distance relationship even harder for the dating?
Yeah, I think because with relationship comes the demands that the physical body, needs.
Yes.
Because if it's to talk to somebody, we can be on the phone all day.
Yeah.
Actually, to make it easier right now, you can do FaceTime, you can do WhatsApp calls, so you can ideally look at someone's image and speak to it all day if you wanted to do that. So that feels like it's been ticked, which wasn't the case about 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Then fast forward, but because of the demand that comes with the physical requirement in a relationship, you could want to hug, you want to just sit next to somebody, you want to go out for a meal, exactly, hold hands, whatever it is that you want to do in your relationship. Your boundaries are determined by you. No matter how much we stipulate right now and say, hey, look, if you guys are together 3 months into it and shouldn't even be anywhere your bodies touch each other, that's entirely up to you. I do not even feel like I have the right to stand in that place and start judge. I could probably do it for my daughter, but I wouldn't do it for an adult.
Yeah.
I think it's not fair. But anyway, because of that physical demand that's needed, I want to see this person. Let me look at them closely while we're building this.
Yeah.
It becomes complicated. So that's where the stress starts from. And that's where most people feel like I don't want to get into it.
And for me, I'm thinking more about trust. It is possible that even the person that you are next to can do
anything.
Anything. We never know what anyone is doing, But then some of the things that come up is the fact that, especially for men, that because of this physical need, like you said, they could have a whole arrangement
alongside.
Exactly. And then also they have this here. So trust, how do we go about trust when it comes to long distance relationship? Okay. Do we take someone's word for it?
No. Yes, you do. You must. One of the biggest demands I think long distance relationships present, it's an element. It's like saying right now, if you're going to go and become a builder, you might need some energy in your hands because what you're doing requires energy. I think one of the biggest demands it presents is you must trust the other human being. If trust does not exist, that is like literally straight up, no. Actually, the other element that I also see, so trust means, for example, they're telling you the truth when they tell you the truth.
Okay.
You know that what they say is exactly what it is. But how does trust come about? You have to build it.
Yeah.
You can't just wake up in the morning and trust somebody. They have to build the trust. How do they build the trust? They told you, I'll call you at 8 o'clock. Let 8 o'clock be 8 o'clock. They told you, oh, guess what? For example, let's just give an example.
Yeah.
You've met this person online, and every time you give a call, they're at home, and they're in their apartment, right?
Yeah.
So whenever you speak to them, ideally, let me say they're in their room. Even if you're on video call, they're in their room.
Yeah.
So according to you, it's their apartment in their room. You make this arrangement, you're going to go and visit them. On arrival, you do realize it's a shared accommodation. Does that make sense? So that little detail that was left out can breed, this trust you're trying to build is disturbed by elements like that. So I think for me, there's some detail that must be released that creates, peace and comfort with the other person. Then trust is built eventually.
Yeah.
Because if you, for example, I've told you, if I was in that situation, I'll tell you straight away, look, I'm in a shared accommodation, and there's like 8, 9, 10, 7 of us. There's 4 girls upstairs. This one is married, this one is unmarried, this one, blah, 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 this one was my ex-girlfriend, all that kind of information. So then I'm trying to say to you that, hey, listen, this is the environment I'm in. So just in case you ever call and the people around talking at 11 o'clock, just know this is the situation. You're building trust. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff like, there must be data that is shared for this person to know, where are you going? What are you doing?
Yeah.
I'm calling you right now, you're hanging up on me. Where are you? It's that kind of stuff that people ask that build trust. And even that stuff may not even be for long distance. Even within...
Yeah, communication all across the board.
It must be open communication. So I think if someone doesn't have trust for long distance, don't even try. And then the other one is jealousy. Your level of jealousy must be, hey, for long distance.
You must.
Because, trust me, someone is going to call you today.
Yeah.
They may endure 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours. But when it comes into 7 hours, they start to think, what are they up to?
Why?
You understand what I mean? So even when you come the next time, you start to explain yourself until, oh, my phone died, blah, 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 blah. This guy is saying, no, he's up to no good.
Yeah.
That's when you start to hear surprise visits. Somebody gets on a flight or a bus or they drive, they just show up. You're like, hey, I came to surprise you, kumbe.
I know someone who does that. His visits to the family are always abrupt.
Oh.
And he's in the country for about 1 or 2 days before he actually gets home, studying the situation.
Yes.
And upon arrival,
yes,
before any merrymaking, before any water is taken, let's first go to the hospital. It is like a thing before.
Seriously?
Yeah, before you can, before the hug is warm.
I have to be sure.
Yeah, let's first go to hospital for tests, and then we'll be
this
back.
is how I say it. Stella, if a body search, give an example, if I was coming here to see you, and a body search would be to make sure I'm not carrying a weapon, is what gives you peace, I'll go through it. Yeah. But the question is for how long? Because you can clearly see that's an element of somebody doesn't have trust in this person.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You remember when we were starting this discussion, you made a statement and said, look, people can do that stuff even when you're right next to them.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So for me, I kind of feel like, look, if that person wants to keep doing that, let them do it. But we'll see for how long they do it. But maybe even this other person hasn't created that trust. They've not built that much trust. Because, all our psychology is different.
Yeah.
The topic of relationships is very, very broad. All our psychology is different. And it could be that this person has done everything right. They've been very honest. They've been very genuine. But it's just with this person. So for me, if you want to take me through that, let's go to hospital. I'm not paying. You go and test. Are you happy now? But now let's go home.
On the subject of communication, let's talk about something that Alex and I did not agree on.
Right.
That is lying by omission. What do you think about it? When someone withholds information,
yes,
is it lying? Is it lying? Especially in a long-distance relationship.
Yes.
If someone does not say, because, of course, some of the reasons he gave was you do not want to hurt the person you're with.
Yeah.
But is it lying if you omit some
information?
Yes.
Do you remember what I just gave you as an example? I'm in an apartment. I've never told you that detail.
Yeah.
So this one day you call, we're still talking. One of my roommates housemates passes by.
Yeah.
Hey, you told... So it's lying by omission.
Yeah.
What does it save? For me, I think what matters is once I'm caught culprit, how I address that is what matters. Because normally what happens is the person who is being convicted for the possibility of telling a lie does not want to come clean and say, look, this is the truth. I did not withhold that information because I didn't want to tell you.
Right.
I just probably thought it was irrelevant. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let me give an example. There are people that feel like, look, you did something for me. Saying thank you is not a big deal because, it doesn't matter. Oh, okay, well, let me give you. I'm a dad. and my kids expect that I'm supposed to provide for them, right?
Yeah.
So if I pay their fees, they may feel like it's not need to tell daddy thank you.
Yeah.
Because that's his duty.
Yeah, that's what he's supposed to
It's
do.
his obligation. He has to do it anyway. We're not the ones who told him to have us.
Yeah.
So, but the question is, that thank you goes a long mile away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So, lying by omission.
So for you admit that if you omit some information, it's lying.
It is lying. But when you're caught out,
you are watching
exactly. When you are caught out,
yeah.
Once they catch you into your way, please do not refuse to explain yourself. We take worry as you're guilty as charged. Let
me give you an example.
Yes, please.
So say the girl is in Uganda. Okay. And the man is in USA, is in Turkey. So the girl decides, let me go out with my male friend.
For a drink or whatever.
Do you have to give that information to your boo thing who is abroad and say, hey, you know what, I'm going, because he may never know. He may never get to know that, you know what, you met up with.
It's lying by omission. I think for me, we have to, the Bible says something that be wise as the children of the serpent. In Luganda, yeah. May I think use wisdom. Yeah, use wisdom. Because the question is this. How cemented is this relationship for me to be releasing such information?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Let me give you, you've given that example. That's a very good one. Yeah. Very simple. This is my friend.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the question is, I'm telling my girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, who has only been with me just a couple months, that kind of information, I might be presenting myself a wrong way. You know what I mean? But say perhaps this has been a friend they've known, was in your life.
Yeah.
They even know you've been regularly meeting. I think such information. I always keep advising couples when they come in for counseling, and I keep saying, look, I think when they began the whole process, there's some who are faithful to tell us when it has just begun.
Yeah.
And I always tell them that certain information that you have about you is best kept with you until a certain time. Yeah, not day one, week 2, week 3, you're telling this guy, you know me, it's been 5 guys, 10 guys, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know if you want me, take me. He's going to be like, listen, I also don't want 5, 10 guys on somebody. Me, I also want to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I feel like you can walk a journey. And once somebody, you know, there's certain things you can, let me use it this way. You can take them in because you've known this person. Yeah. But there are certain things, but because you've not known this person, once you hear them, even the journey of bothering to get to know them, you feel like can't you?
It just comes to an end.
Exactly.
Wow. You know what? I wanted us to talk about, there's something you mentioned and it's been lingering in my mind, a clear goal.
Right.
The end. Usually, and we said we are going to focus a lot on the ones in the dating phase first.
Yes.
That's where that's whole thing is.
Yes,
yeah, because then there's the distance, but also there's something like time, the biological clock.
Yes, yes.
Someone out there, if so, what are the truer goals to have? Because there is such a thing as having a goal of we shall get married. Is that goal enough to ride this relationship? Because sometimes when you have that goal, that's all you look forward to. You know what? We shall get married. We shall get married. We shall get married.
You know what?
And then,
I will say this very confidently to all our viewers on Doxa TV. Once that is your situation, I want to tell you the best comfort you're going to give to yourself is set a timeline, a clear date. If it is next year, that is what you should work on. Because long distance relationships are known for that. This guy is abroad.
Yeah.
He's looking for money.
Yeah.
Remember, he went abroad. He wants to build like a house here in Uganda before he comes back.
He's in Dubai in a bed space.
Exactly. He had planned to build for his mother house as well.
Yeah.
Now you've surfaced. Somehow he has to encompass you in his vision and his plan.
Right.
I guarantee you, if there's no timeline to say, dude, if by 2028 we are not
hitched.
Hey, you'll be there on phone calls every night. Yeah, so for me, my advice is, if you're in that situation, there must be a date timeline.
Okay.
Date timeline must be set to say, look, perhaps next year, let's do the Mikolo. You get what I mean? So that has to happen.
So what if someone has a contract with Muyindi of 5 years?
Exactly, fine. Let me know that the contract ends in 5 years.
Okay.
So after 5 years, you're going to come and join me.
Someone is able to wait. That should be.
Exactly.
And if someone is unable to wait, that is also
it's not working. Yeah. Because if there's no timeline that is set, you remember when we say there's general stuff that we see happening?
Yes.
Normally in those situations, it normally never works. One of them gives up.
So how do you set a timeline without it feeling like you're on pressure? Yeah. Without feeling like you're setting ultimatums, because that's the other thing that always rubs men off the wrong way. Ultimatums. You marry me, or
if it's not next year.
Yeah.
Me, I think, look, we're building lifetime. We're not building days, we're not building weeks, we're building lifetime.
Yeah.
So ideally, I'm moving into this relationship with this person, and I clearly know that this is for life. Life which I don't know when it will come to an end. So I don't want to set timelines as though I think this person is going to die tomorrow.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
So I think evaluate their current situation, evaluate your current situation. Then in that way, you guys sit down together and create a timeline that is comfortable for the two of you. He has told you, I have a contract in Dubai. I am definitely going to be back in Uganda for the 5 years. Why? Because my contract ends in Dubai in 5 years from now.
Yeah.
Can you allow me that time? Yes, sir. If you cannot allow me that time, there's no point.
Yes, sir.
Hey, there's no point of us even beginning. But then if he says he can allow you that time, then perhaps you could be flexible. Men love that kind of stuff. The guy alone, he might have said 5 years, but then 2 years into it, he feels like, you know what, I can't leave this chick on the market for that long. Me, I'll be honest with you. When I met my wife, she was just beginning uni. I was graduating. And I said to myself, I have to wait for her for 3 years.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking, I don't want to take on a student. But then I thought, 3 years? How am I going to handle this? So I started thinking about it, using my mind. You pray, God is like, it's up to you. I gave you a brain to think.
Yeah.
Use wisdom. And I committed. I said, look, we're getting married now. I'm going to make sure you do what? You finish school. That is the commitment I gave to her parents. That's the commitment I gave to her. Guess what? This is how life works out. The moment we got married, she started thinking, I want to drop out of school. I don't think I love what I'm studying. This is not working for me. I said, you have no idea. I set a goal and I set a plan. You must stay in school. And I thank God she was brave. She went through school and finished.
Yeah.
So and graduate. It was one of the most glorious days we've had in our lives. When the father is there and I'm there, the husband. We even had our firstborn already, but she was graduating as a mother. And I'm trying to show you that because we had set a plan.
Yeah.
But imagine I had told her, look, me, I've gone on, I'm starting my life journey. You begin your university and go through that. Perhaps that relationship might have not worked. So I think, sit down, you love this person, they're not going to die tomorrow. Set a timeline.
Who knows?
Well, we don't know. So since we don't know, we are planning for 100 years from now, 200, 300, 400. So that way, we set a clear goal. Secondly, why I said consider this person, you've brought the idea of body, physical stuff, for especially the women. Clearly now, you want to have 5 kids. You want to have 7 kids, even if it's just the one. The lady has told you, I'm getting closer to those days science says that such years for women are complicated. You get what I mean?
Yes.
These miracles of Sarah were for Sarah. You know what I mean? Because men these days can be like, oh, how come Sarah had her? How comes Hannah had? My friend, those were miracles.
Right.
But you are able to have a child who, let's ask God for miracles, but we could have avoided that kind of situation.
Right.
Me, I feel like consider each other's situations.
Yeah.
Plan it well and make a good decision for the two of you. Yeah.
And what I took from it, even how you relay that information, because if it comes off as, I'm growing old and now I have to give birth, and then so if it is from a steamed point of view, you'll see that, you're trying to lose yourself on that regard. Now, I think even as we crown it up, I know we have talked about trust, we've talked about jealousy, but let's talk about finances, because in most cases, you find that whoever is abroad, it looks as though they're
they're the ATM.
Exactly, they're the money bag.
Yeah.
And it feels like their contribution into the relationship can only be financial. How can we level it out that they are fed emotionally and you also get to feed them and they feed you? Like both ways are giving into this thing. I'll give you an example. in a long distance relationship, high chances are the one who is back at home will get, let's say, Valentine's flowers. The one who is there
will never get nothing.
Will not get. So how do we go about some of those things, financial especially?
I think for me, without avoiding stipulating and instructing into what people should do in their relationships.
Yeah.
I want to say that when it comes to the financial aspect or demands that maintain a relationship. So give an example. The guy abroad might always be the one that calls, or even the lady abroad. I'm always the one that calls. If I don't put up MBs or whatever for them, they won't call me back. But I think for me, it's a relationship. The two must work together. The Bible says in Amos 3:3, I believe, how can two work together unless they agree? So the two must have an arrangement, must have an agreement. When do I call? How do I call? You see what I mean? Okay. But even you who they are dating, the guy sent you a gift, a mobile phone, bought it for you, Samsung, blah, 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 iPhone, blah, 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 blah. You even fail to get airtime for that. You understand what I mean? Because for me, this is what I say to people in a relationship. The distance you give this person is what they'll take. It's like, that's how it works. So, and there's some people that will use this as a form of manipulation.
Yeah.
I don't want to ever call you again on your phone. It's not on. Why? They're the one who bought it. They're the one who put on MBs for it. They're the one paying for Yaka in your house. Yeah. So they feel like,
your rent, your outfits, they're the one taking care of the lifestyle that you're going through.
It's too much. So for me, I kind of feel like, look, you're being spoken to. They're giving you all these gifts, but even you give back. Let it be a two-way situation. I think that's the best space to have a relationship. I bring, you bring. I bring, you bring. We put our two together. Yes, mine may be less in comparison to yours, but I've also brought something.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
Yes.
We were talking with one of my friends yesterday, a conversation, one of a couple that we know. They used to have a long distance situation. I hope they're not watching because I can see them picturing themselves. But when the partner, now I'll keep the sexes out. When the partner was the one living this way, they were very productive. It felt like the partner was doing stuff. Everyone was blown away. But hey, that person has done this, they've done. But now, you know that kind of conversation.
So we are talking things like land.
Exactly, they're buying stuff. They're doing building here, apartments there, da 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 da.
Right.
But then it looks like ever since that person went to join the other person, nothing has happened since then. So according to us, the outlookers who judge from the outside, we feel like there's not been any progress as such. So we kind of feel like maybe that person was more productive when they were away from that person. Because why? There's a possibility that person was just sending money, giving them do this, do that. So for me, I feel like, look, when you automatically, the person who's abroad might have a big advantage financially.
Yeah.
However, you who they're giving that stuff, how are you using it?
Right.
Yeah.
And what I take from this is that financial is not the only way to give. There's always something to give. So it could be your time, your emotions, your availability, your compassion. Yeah, because sometimes you don't know what winter feels like. And this person is telling you, you know what, I'm freezing out. So your compassion, just to be like, keep warm, take coffee.
You've gone even there. You could say, this guy loves to talk. This guy loves to talk. The guy is working in a warehouse for 12 hours of every single day of his life. He has an earpiece on his ear. And you being in his ear and talking to him for all that long, for you think he has nothing to do. He's working.
He's working.
So that company keeps him going.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, and we have to wrap it up that way with the long distance relationships. Hopefully we've been able to tackle here and this and that in that regard. If you have any questions, we have a number right there that you can use. But let's wrap it up with tomorrow. Again, let's go into the 28 days of, first of all, tonight. There is, before tonight, we have a lunch hour. It is a special lunch hour anointing service with Bishop Ronald Muchibi, and it will be starting from midday all the way to 2:30. And we've been urged to tell you to come with your written prayer requests, bring the sick, the oppressed and depressed, and God will set them free. It's going to be that for the lunch time. Now, we have also the overnight prayer that will be happening, the service that will be happening tonight from 6 p.m. all the way to the morning of 6 a.m. Now, if you are married, don't think because we have the overnight prayer that that dinner will not be happening. You have from 6, or let's put it 7, the time it takes you to get home, all the way until 5 p.m. for you to get yourself here for the marriage dinner. So tell us about those 3 things that are happening this month again.
So the marriage dinner tomorrow, just call the number, book yourself in. So people should be able to make payments. But we prefer book yourself in so we know that, so we can plan for you.
Yeah.
Because it's not a restaurant, we have to prepare for people earlier on. So call in, book yourself in, and it's 200,000 shillings per couple.
Yes.
So perhaps your partner is not with you, they won't be able to make it, we still let you come. As long as you're married, you can still attend the dinner. Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So I don't want you to be like, oh, my boo is not around, I can't come. You can't come even if you're alone.
Okay.
That's tomorrow, the 14th. Then, of course, on the 21st is our meet and greet, which is all unmarried categories.
Yes.
Single, searched already but not yet married. Everything. You know one of our couples that are coming tomorrow. It's now been 3 years. They came for meet and greet the first set. And yes, so
they
the girl
met there as Bows and Rules.
No, the girl came and the boy was there saying, but I don't want to come to that. You know what she did? He thought he was joking. She sent him a picture when she was here, all dressed up. The guy came from work and proposed when we were here. Martin, they'll be here tomorrow. They've come for all the dinner since then. The Lord has blessed their marriage. I think they have about 2 kids now. So that's happening next Saturday, the 21st.
Yeah, the 21st.
And it's 35,000. Of course, there's a dress code, yellow, white, beige, or nude colors. And it's a relaxed environment. We'll begin at 1 p.m. And then, of course, the mass wedding. We're not really on the 28th. On the 28th, we're not really advertising that as such because what we're advising for people to register. But I think that the registration has closed down.
That has closed up, but in case you want to be a part, to stand or support in any way, you're welcome. Also, the ones who just want to attend. I was telling Alex earlier, I love the talk for the Mikolo. It's different. So if you're like me, apparently you can be a guest and you're paying 30. Not 35?
35, sorry.
Yeah, 35 as well, and come and attend. But that has been our time with Pastor Joshua Serwadda. Thank you so much for being here and for, talking to us about that kind of arrangement. We'd love to have you here and have yourself a lovely weekend. Happy Valentine's Day.
You too. Have a good one.
I was supposed to say it to the person who's not your Valentine.
I don't know who set those rules. Well, I don't think there's any problem with it.
We'll leave it at that. We wish you a lovely weekend. Take care and please come through for lunch and the overnight prayers. Until next week, bye-bye.